Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Author on Wheels podcast. I'm your host, John Wood, author of A Fight to Survive, and we're finally getting ready to kick off Season 6, Episode 1 of our podcast without any stops whatsoever. Yes, you heard it here. Grab a drink, pull up a chair, get ready. It's time to unload some baggage, guys. Today, I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to talk mainly about the departure from the podcast, from me in general. Today I'm going to unpack the whole thing for you guys and just tell y'all what happened, where I've been, what's happened, all the things. The last episode I remember recording for you guys was probably February of 2022. And then I just, one day after the intro or the outro of that last interview, the last thing I said was, "See you soon." And I didn't show up again for 2 years. And, well, almost 2 years. Just a lot of happened. And I didn't know how to process it. I didn't know how to explain what was going on. I didn't want to allow my vulnerability to cloud my judgment on things that were happening. And I didn't want to put on this facade of, oh, everything's okay, everything's perfect. No, everything was far from perfect. And it just happened to kind of put a damper on the podcast for a long time until I can finally get my head back into the game, until I can finally put on the uniform and say, hey, I'm ready to play, put me in, coach. But then again, I'm also the coach and I'm the player. So it was basically like talking to myself, hey, are you ready to do this? Are you ready to do this? And for a while I just said, no, I'm not ready to do this. I dealt with a lot of raw emotion, a lot of feelings, and a lot of that feeling was stemming from the fact that I just lost my father. And I didn't know how to cope. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what to do. I just felt like I was walking around on this blue marble in a daze. And one day I woke up and I finally pulled myself up and I was like, hey, he wouldn't want you to be like this, so get your head out of your ass. Do the things you needed to do, and let's move on with life. And that's exactly what I did. That is truly exactly what I did. I forced myself to move on. I forced myself to do the things that I needed to do and made myself a better man because of it. I mean, yeah, I'm not perfect, I still have screw-ups every now and then, but I've gotten a lot better. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on projects and stuff that I have been doing since I've stepped away from the podcast. And honestly, it's been going really good. I have been building up my YouTube channel. I've launched a merch shop. I'm continuing my second book. And it's all really going exactly to plan. I set this plan out for myself years ago, and I'm like, hey, this is what you're going to do, blah, 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 blah. And 99% of it has been exactly to key. I'm partially on track with my second book. Sales of my first book are doing phenomenal. And The merch shop is doing great, YouTube's doing great, Facebook's doing great. I myself, as a person, have gotten better. Or what I went through to how I am now. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. And I'm going to try to add some footage of what you guys have missed over the last almost 2 years. So, guys, that's the end of me talking for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. I want to thank you guys for coming back and joining me on this journey. Before I go, I'd like to impose a question. How are you telling your story? We all have a story to tell, and it's up to us to find our unique way of telling our story. Because, as I always say, your story is only as good as the person telling it. So with that being said, thank you for listening, and we will see you on the next episode, guys. Hey, do you like supporting Author on Wheels? Want to wear the fancy logo with pride? Well, now you can, and so much more. You can choose from the OG Author on Wheels logo, or This Author Still Stands for America logo. A popular one this year is the Your Story is Like Your Fingerprint logo. Or you can simply rock the You Don't Have to Have Wheels to Tell Your Story logo. These designs come in many selected items such as t-shirts, hoodies, and sweatshirts, polos, tank tops, baseball caps, sportswear, kids clothing, and cool accessories such as cuddle toys and aprons, buttons, pillows and mugs, drinkware, bags and backpacks, and even some awesome stickers. Head on over to the Author on Wheels merch shop and get yourself some awesome new merch today, and continue your fight, my friend.